Georgia. It's about 40 minutes from the inner city of Atlanta, and we have a Morby Method deal. To explain what that is, this is a strategy that is used in real estate to get into a deal with zero money out of your pocket. Make money along the way as profit. You use this when you need to do a large down payment from a seller and you want to get into the deal with little to no money. We got this lead from a friend. His name is Sabri. He will be getting a connecting fee on this property as well for connecting me to the deal. Basically, he was planning on selling this as a novation through Sabri, and when the appraisal came back, it came back lower than what he expected. He was very stuck and adamant on his price. So I then had one of our acquisitions managers, Risha, talk to him since November, going back and forth as far as like letting us do something creative with him, letting us do something where we could do terms, payments over time, something like that, where we can basically get the purchasing price that he wants, but it needs to be over time. So he finally agreed. He was stuck on 290 because he owns a gas station and he owes money. He didn't want to lose the gas station. So we knew that the appraisal was going to come back at 287 because it had just got one. And so we said, look, we can be creative. How about you let us get into the deal? So the way we structured it is we're going to get into it 80% of the purchasing price, because that's what the loan is going to be. So Morby Method is where you can go in and get a loan. So the purchasing price is going to be 290, and then basically 80% of that is what we're going to pay. We're probably going to pay around 229. That's the plan so far. I haven't got the final term sheet from the lender, but basically, so we're going to go in 229 is probably what we're going to be around. And so basically the money that we're putting down as the down payment, he's going to release it back to us after closing, and that's what makes it a Morby Method. So because basically we're getting into it where we're putting the money down, and technically that money is for the seller. Like technically he rightfully so has the full 290 purchasing price, but since technically that's overvalued, like it's technically like no one's paying more than what the appraisal comes at, he's going to give us time to pay the difference. So we'll give him 229 out of the 290 at closing, and then the difference will basically carry over time. So we'll carry that balance for like 5 years, and we'll give him like $300-400 a month until the balloon payment is due at that 5-year mark. Or if we decide to refinance before that 5 years, he'll get that money left over. So the reason why he agreed to this is because basically on the market is usually where you get the highest offer. He wasn't getting an offer close to that. Most people were just saying flat out 240, 230, and he's like, I need 290 because I owe money for this gas station. So we were able to negotiate back and forth, and so now I am headed to the property. I will show it to you guys, and hopefully I was able to explain that for you guys to understand it. Again, just to reiterate it before I go into this property, he was in a situation where he needed to sell and he was stuck on a price. Creative financing is great if you have someone that is stuck on a price and they're not willing to come down, because obviously with real estate, properties appreciate over time. So we know that this property is in a good area. It will appreciate over time. Just right now, today, current market, current interest rates, it's not worth that amount. After I show you guys the walkthrough, I will also go and explain how I was able to raise the money for the down payment to get into this deal, essentially with no money, using the bank's money. And I will also go into more depth as far as how you can do it too. I think this is actually like going to be good. How many rooms there is?
This one is for the showcase also, but I've never been.
Pad split. I'm just getting a video.
And this house is everything built for 150 M. So when I did this, when I put this one, then it's 60 M for this one, each M. So I will redo the whole main power. I call the Georgia power. See only this thing here. We never use it because we don't use the dryer washer either. When I build it, my main purpose was to do it. $1,000 extra, but I don't like this disturbance.
I am about to go have lunch with the contractors to get their input on what needs to be done. And I mean, the house, compared to other houses I normally see, the house was not that bad at all. So I'm interested in seeing what he says, what his opinion is, and I'm gonna have a quick lunch with the contractors.
Oh man.
I spoke with the contractor. I got a quote. We're around 10, 12K, which is okay. I estimated 10 to 15K. He's gonna be able to do all the flooring in the house, which you guys will see the videos of like what it looked like. Remove all the carpets, get new trimming in there, new fresh paint everywhere. Basically update a lot of the stuff. Pressure wash the outside, so that way it just feels and looks new. Prevent future mold, fix the stairway. So yeah, that is gonna be the stuff that is gonna be renovated. I will definitely do like a follow-up video to show, like, obviously this is what it looked like before, this is what it is now. And I was talking about the numbers earlier, so I pulled up the term sheet to go over the numbers exactly, because I was kind of estimating earlier because I didn't have it on me. So the original agreed purchasing price is $295,000. The loan amount that I originally was approved for was $221,500. It is now approved for $236,000, but I'm going to use these numbers just to kind of make you guys be able to understand what I'm doing. And this is a 7.87% interest rate. So what I'm about to do is get the loan. The seller has agreed to do a seller carryback. So he will get $229,000 at closing, okay, out of the amount that I was approved. Technically, all that money could go to him. Technically, it's his. But in this current market, his house is not worth that amount. So the difference of what I will be carrying will be over 5 years. I'll pay him $300 to $400 a month. I think we agreed to $350. I'll pull up the contract and show you guys the final number here. The reason why I'm saying it's no money is because I'm basically using the bank's money to get into the deal, and then I have a side agreement with the seller to let me pay the difference over time. So the money that I need to get into the deal, the down payment, the 20%, which is $61,000, I looked it up. I will use private money, usually probably a transactional lender. They'll charge me 1 to 3% to borrow those funds, and then it'll be temporary. So like I'll probably borrow the money for like 3 days or something, like 1 to 3 days. They'll make 1 to 3% off of that $61,000, and then once we close, that money will go back to them, and then they'll get their small fee of whatever the 1 to 3% is of $61,000. I'll put the math here. So then that's one piece of it, right? So I'm getting into the deal, $295,000. The seller's gonna walk away with $229,000 cash. He's gonna let me do a seller carryback for like 50, 60K. I'll put the exact numbers here. And then I'm gonna have a payment monthly for the next 5 years for that seller carryback. I then will be able to have ownership of the house, so I'll be able to turn it into a cash flowing asset. My plan is to go in and rent by the room. There's 7 rooms in that house, which you guys will see, and I'll rent each one by the week or by the month. You know, medical, travelers, maybe people that are transitioning, those type of people, and they'll basically rent out by the room. And I will give you guys a follow-up when I do the rehab process of like my plan of like as far as what the cash flow is going to look like. But I feel confident I can get $150 a week per room. So I hope that you guys learned something from this. I am working my best to be able to like explain deals and like break it down where anyone can understand. So if you guys still have questions or want to understand, this method was called the Morby Method too. So creative financing is basically the hub, and the reason why it's called the Morby Method is because I'm using basically the lender, the loan, to get into the deal. So if you guys gained any value from this, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and stay stay tuned for more updates.